So the ERP game is normally played between 4 players. There are 3 rounds in it. The round 4 is just basically related to the reports, and I will also show you the real game when it's played. So in round 1 you have to do 2 tasks. One is related to the price list change and the other one is marketing expense. So when you click on the change price list, you come across some prices which are set for some materials. So there are 6 products in these games, and basically they are used for 2 different variations. One is 1 liter and the other one is 600 milliliter. So when we double click on the material price and we choose today's date, click on the execute tab. So we come across this area. So this is basically related to the condition record. So now here in game we don't do any conditions for materials and amount set for these ones, and this is the distribution channel. It is already set in the game. The thing is, we have to change the price list, and for that now here we have to change the price list according to the product. So there are 6 products over here. The first 3 are 1 liter and the last 3 are 500 milliliters. So normally the first 3 ones are 1 liter ones and they sold less than the 500 milliliter ones. So I set the price to their cost per box. So there are 2 prices which are set in this game. One is cost per box and the other one is initial price. So cost per box is the price which is the cost of the box. So you can't lower the price of the cost per box, but you can increase or decrease the price of the initial one. So you can increase or decrease by $1 or 0.50 cents. If you want to increase or decrease more than that, then it can affect your company valuation. So it's better to only use $1 or 0.50 cents for the initial one. And also if you want to increase the price of the cost per box, then you can also increase it between the cost per box and the initial price. For example, 11.99 is the cost per box of this one and its initial price is 15.99. So it is advisable to make it between this one, or the best is to keep it at cost per box if you want to generate more sales related to these ones. So this is the price which was set before. I don't want to do that. Now what we have to do, the next is also, this is the cost per box price, and initial price is 17.99, and this one is again I have set it to cost per box. So 19.99 is the initial price of the BO4. So I can make it 20.00 or 20.99. I can reduce it by $1, or this one is also 22.9 is set to the initial price. I can make it 21.99 or I can make it 22.00. It's my choice, but I am not increasing or decreasing it more than $1 or 0.50 cents. The last one is 25.99 is the initial price, so I can make it 25.00 or I can make it 24.99. I can reduce it or I can increase the price. So it's all my choice depending how much my product is selling in the market. So this is how you change the prices of these products. So these products are sold to customers, and they are basically doing in 3 regions, which are north, south and west, and there are also individual prices for these products if you want to generate it, but it is not done in the real game when we do it, because we don't have any customers which are typically in the game, so that's why we don't do these ones. And then there are also discounts and surcharges in this game, as well as freight charges, taxes, and the conditions. But normally these ones are not done. These are not done in the real game. I will also show you these ones when I was playing the game, but these are not done in the game, so that's why don't worry about these ones. Next is the marketing expenses. So if you have knowledge of how your product is selling in these three regions, then you can market your product depending by $1 or by more than that. And then once you've done it, you simply click on the save tab or clear the field if you don't want it. So if your product is not selling in the market, you can do marketing expense of that product. If your product is selling at a good rate, then you don't need to do any marketing for that one. So it's your personal choice to do marketing or not. So the second round is basically you have to do MRP run as well as create purchase order. So this one is very important. In first round you don't do MRP run, that's not allowed. In second round you can do the MRP run. So in first round you have also some reports which you have to check throughout. So first report is related to the inventory report, so how much inventory you have it. Right now this game is not playing, so that's why it's 0 stock. Otherwise it will show some stock over here. You can't maintain stock in round 1 as you don't have any control over it. It's automatically done in the system, but and you can increase the inventory when you were doing round 2 or 3. So this one is related to the market report. So market report basically shows what product is selling high in the market, what's the quantity and the price. Right now you can't see anything over as this is not, the game is not playing. It's just I'm giving you introduction of the game. When you were playing this game, I will show you how you're going to do that one as well. So this is related to the summary sales report. So this one will shows the round as well as the days and which materials are selling in this description and how many orders, quantity, what is the value and what's the cost. So this will basically show all the summary sales report of round 1, and then the detailed sales report. So in detailed sales report there is also area mentioned, like which region is selling more, is it north, south or west. So this one will also show in detailed sales report when we're doing the game, and the financial statements will show how much cash we do have at the end of the game, and we are going to execute that one when we have it. Right now it will not show anything. I try to execute it, but if it shows, then yeah, there is nothing in the game right now. So that's why because we haven't started it, so there is no financial statements related to this one. So once we start the game, then it will show the financial statements as well. So basically all these reports are related to round 1. So round 1 runs for 20 days, which is 20 minutes. Then it's round 2. Round 2 you have to do MRP run as well as create purchase order, and with that you can track your purchase order as well, and you can also do marketing expense beside MRP. So MRP run, right now it will not show anything. When you click on the execute tab, you have nothing to show because you're not playing any game at the moment. So when you're playing the game, then it will show the MRP run and how many products are with new exceptions, how many products are doing it. So that's why it's as you can see, it just shows blank. So materials plan 52. So when you do MRP run, so material with new exceptions will show how many products have been created. So you can, when it shows 6, so you can create 6 products, and if it doesn't show anything, means you can't do any purchase requisitions in the game. So we don't do anything over here. This is just automatic in the system. We just do MRP run, and when we do MRP run, we simply go back and do create purchase order. So in purchase order, we simply click the execute tab, and when we click the execute tab, it will give us a it will show us some purchase requisitions which we have just created in MRP run. So right now we don't have any purchase requisitions because this is just a game introduction. We are not playing it. When I will play the game, I will show you how to do the MRP run. So the same thing, you can change the price list is the same. You can do the price list. If your product is selling good, then you can increase the price, and if it's not selling good, you can decrease the price of the product. So it's simply depends which product is selling high in the market. You can check with your summary sales report. So that's the only thing we do over here. And then the marketing expenses is the same like round 1. If you want to do marketing for some products which are not selling, then you can do that one as well to boost up those products in the regions. So round 2 and 3, so this is just related to round 2, and reports are same. There is one more report which is related to purchase order tracking as well as procurement sources. So purchase order tracking includes the tracking of the products which we have just created. So it will show the vendor name as well as the material description, quantity, how much we created, the price, unit, as well as value, and the status. Status will show that is it confirmed or not confirmed, expected, and when the deliveries will be done. So expected goods delivery dates. So the next thing is related to the procurement sources. So procurement sources basically the vendor and the materials, what's the fixed price as well as the MRP, how many MRPs are done related to that one. So these are the prices which we have done. So these are the cost per box prices. Now the next thing, all the other things are related to the same round 2 and 3. We have to do inventory report, price market report, as well as summary sales, details, sales financial statements. In round 3, there is one more thing which we have to do. We have to do forecasting, which is related to create plan independent requirements. When we double click on this one, we have an option. So we can choose the product, for example, product group, then we continue. So we have an option which is related to the planning, forecasting of that one. Right now it's not doing anything just because we don't have the game running, so that's why it's not showing anything. That's why it says no requirement type exists for material, because we are not running the game, so that's why it's not showing. But in when we were running the game, so it will show the plan forecasting. So I will show you that one. And same in round 3, we do the MRP run, create purchase order, we can change the price list, do the marketing expenses. All these are done in round 3 as well, except one thing in round 3 is done, is create plan independent requirements, which is the forecasting. How much forecasting we have to do. Normally I want to do it by 1,000, but sometimes it depends, like if it's the forecasting, you can do more than that. There is no limit to that. So basically this is the introduction, and all these things, all reports are created while we were doing the round 2 and 3, and someone look at these reports in order to monitor the whole game. So this is how the intro of the game is done. And now the next thing, we will do the gaming from round wise, and you will see that how to play this game. So this is going to be a real game, because it checks the company valuation, the gross profit, the return on equity, and how much total sales is done. So it doesn't matter if you generate more sales, your company valuation matters in the game. So the team who has the highest company valuation wins the game. So company valuation also increases if you have many sales, but it doesn't mean that if you have a lot of sales then you win. So you can only win this game if you have a higher company valuation than other teammates. As well as you have to keep in mind, when doing MRP run, it is advisable that you do MRP run before all the days ended, because if you do the MRP run by any 15 or 16 days, so it's difficult for you to pay for the order. Your order arrives and you don't have time to do the purchase requisition, as well as you don't have time to sold that product. So MRP run should be done by day 16 or day 15, the last one, and then after that you don't need to do MRP run, and after that you just focus on your sales and your change price list to sell those products. So, and same goes on with round 3 as well. So you don't need to do MRP at the end days, because then you don't have time to pay for those products. So, and MRP is very important. So you have to do MRP as much as you can to generate more sales, but don't do it in the last days of the game. So that's it. That's for the game introduction. Now the next thing, we are going to play the game.